Okie doke. This is an example from chapter 12. So yours might not be exactly like this, but maybe it'll be similar. You have some crazy bag of coins and you have 39 US quarters and you have 11 Canadian quarters. So you have 50 coins in all. And apparently they're the same size, weight, everything. So you're gonna reach into that bag, you're gonna pick out 6. It wants to find the probability of getting at least 1 Canadian quarter. Now, I've said this before in other videos, but anytime they want you to find at least 1, the easiest thing to do is to try to find the probability of none and then subtract it from 1, okay? Because if you do at least 1, and I've got 11 of these, you would have to find the probability of getting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 all the way up to 11. You have to find all of those and then add them all up, and that would be horrible. So let's first just find the probability of getting no Canadian quarters when choosing 6. So first of all, I want you to think about this. Out of 39 of the US quarters, that means all 6 of them are gonna have to be picked. So you're gonna do your combinations of 39, choose 6, okay? Now, out of your 11 Canadian, we're not gonna get any of them. We're gonna choose 0. And you're gonna do that all out of, I'm doing this at work real quick, and so this is kind of yuck. So that means out of my 50 total coins, I'm gonna choose 6. Now, if you don't have a calculator that does combinations and permutations, you need to find one. I've got a video on there that shows you even how to use them. They're inexpensive. I know there's one on Amazon for like $15 to $20 or at Walmart, but you can actually just crunch these into your into your calculator at Walmart. Anytime you choose 0, you can put this in your calculator, but this part's always 1, so I love that. If you put this in your calculator, okay, you should get, I'm not even gonna try to read this number, but see if you get this in your calculator. 2623, okay, what is that, 3 million? Who cares? You get that number. And then you're gonna divide it by, and I had already done these before I started my video, so I didn't take up your time. But you should get something like that, 15,890,700. Crunch that in, and you get this lovely decimal. Now, I personally, remember I want to do 1 minus. This is the probability of getting no Canadian quarters. So I wanted at least 1, so I'm going to subtract that from 1. I honestly just take this number and hit -1. It's going to be negative, but I ignore my negative sign. Or you can change the sign of this, I don't know, but it's 1 minus this. When you subtract that from 1, let's see, what do we get here? Let's be careful with our decimals. You get something like this, 7, 9, 4, 6, 8. That's good enough. Okay, if you move your decimal over 2 places, you can see you're gonna get 79. Oh, well look, it's not gonna be 79.4 because this next number is 5 or bigger, so you're gonna have to round it up. So it should be 79.5%. So that should be the probability of getting at least 1 Canadian, which makes sense. I mean, you're gonna draw out 6. Your odds should be pretty good of getting at least 1 quarter. That's a Canadian. There you go.